BRAY J here with you, LA on Air, hanging out with Felicity, Tony. We're talking about a convention many from Southwest Louisiana as well as the outer areas are going to look forward to. I promise. It's June 20th through the 22nd. I'm talking about Bayou Con, and this is the 6th year. Felicity, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. And I said, Felicity, what's your title? And she looked at me and she's like, the organizer's sister. I said, you don't have a title? She's like, eager volunteer. I said, okay, that'll work. So I know y'all have so much planned for this year. What are some of the highlights?
Well, there's a whole lot to be excited about this year for Bayou Con. Obviously, our media guests are the ones that most people come to see. And a few of those include Cliff Simon from Stargate SG-1. He's going to be there. We have Jeremy Inman, who's an anime voice actor. You may know him from Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
Noelle Hannibal she played in some Star Trek and Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Cool.
So I've actually just started the series trying to find her. She's in one episode, and I'm willing to try to find her myself and not use anything online.
Good luck.
And then we have Michael Koski. I think I'm pronouncing that right. He plays a walker on The Walking Dead. I really hope he shows up in costume.
That'd be awesome.
I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't because it's so hot. Either way, though, he's a pretty good-looking guy.
I'll let you be the judge.
You're not going to regret seeing him. And we have a couple other media guests as well. But in addition to them, we have our writers and our artists who are going to be there. Two of our artists are Johnny and Jackie, our locally grown people.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny's known for his comics that he has, specifically Pipe Dreams, A Tale of Two Plumbers,
okay,
which incorporates the Mario Brothers, obviously. And then Jackie, she does a little bit different type of art. It's different. It's not your typical artsy stuff you find around here. It's a little out of the box, and it's very, I think it's edgy and raw, and that's definitely my style.
I like that. I look forward to seeing their work. Yeah,
you're definitely not going to regret looking at their stuff. And then we have our writers. Alexander Brown's coming back again. He just can't stay away. He's a writer of horror, and horror is one of those genres that gets often overlooked. You know, you have your sci-fi and your fantasy, but horror and your paranormal stuff kind of just get thrown on the back burner. Nobody really pays them much attention, but they should, especially if you read some of his works. In addition to the other writers that we have, they're bringing a lot of stuff to the table. Michael Morrow, he's attending, and he wrote for his first novel It Came From Tomorrow, and it's a science fiction novel. It's not horror, but you have your sci-fi, which is a really big thing. And then, in addition to those guys, we have a lot of fan-based groups coming in. We're going to have a bunch of Doctor Who stuff.
Okay.
The TARDIS is going to be here with for a photo ops, and then we're also going to have the Dr. Hooligans are going to be in here. And we also have different fan groups. Let's see.
It's amazing to me. I was telling you before we started the interview, I have no idea how you put on an event like this. Now, I've seen large-scale events, from the planning stage to the actual execution, putting up the tents and what have you. But for y'all, this is so detailed, and you truly have to have your brain on, because the people attending are going to know if there's something off, because they're the real deal.
Yeah.
And so I love that. I love that y'all, do this every year, because I know there's a huge audience that really appreciates it.
Yeah, Justin's really good at executing these types of things. And what I really, really like about Bayou Con is that it's so local. It brings the community together. We've got people who are not only from Lake Charles, but, from Louisiana and then surrounding areas. The bigger name people obviously come from different states across the nation, but just the fact that he's bringing in so many local people and giving them attention, I think that's amazing, and that's doing a lot for the community.
We're all about that. Support local, always.
Oh, yeah. And let's see. I know I'm forgetting some people. I talked about some of the fan groups we're going to have here. There's going to be a Pokemon League.
Cool.
Something that's different this year, that's going to set it apart from the previous years, is that we're going to have a king and queen of cosplay, which is really, really exciting.
Okay.
And we're doing that just to kind of convince people to, step out of their shell and dress up, get into the swing of things. There's nothing to be ashamed of for dressing up like your favorite character. And definitely no judgment zone. You know, no one's going to judge you. We're all here for the same reasons. We're all like-minded individuals. Halloween comes once a year, so you might as well use the convention
Right.
and dress up and kind of, you know, get out there a little bit. And I'm going to be in costume. I'm not going to tell you what.
You got to give us some exclusive. That's what we do on the show.
Well, if you're friends,
Give us a hint,
if you're
then.
friends with me on Facebook, I posted a picture, which
Okay.
pretty much shows you the whole thing except for the color of the costume, which is, I think, very important. But I'm a girl, so you might not care as much as I do.
All right. So if you get a
But-
few friend requests or a few stalkers, you can't blame me. You said to do it.
Well, if they can find me, I try to be unfindable on there. But
Elaborate about cosplay for people who may not know.
okay, so cosplay is whenever you'll find like your favorite character on a TV series or even an animation, and you'll dress up like that character, and you kind of take on their persona, and you don't have to do things like they would, but you dress up like them, and it's a lot of fun. If you ever go to Books A Million or the local comic book store.
Paper Heroes?
Paper Heroes. Paper Heroes and Books A Million, they'll have your Batman. Every now and then he'll be there. He's around, you know, he kind of does that, you know, go and come and go kind of thing. But he'll be there and he'll do different things. Sometimes at Books A Million, they'll read to the kids. It's really fun. Last time I was there were 3 superheroes, and I cannot remember which ones were there. But there's 3 of them, and the kids, there's a whole group of them. And I was like, they never had that when I was a kid, you know? But yeah, so you can dress up and do things like that. Your professional cosplayers, those are the types of things that they do. Now, you don't have to be a professional to do this. You can just show up in costume like me, or if you want to test your ability, you can dress up and register to do the cosplay contest that they're going to have. Well, now, the king and queen, they're there, and they're going to tell you the rights and the wrongs, obviously, but they're going to do nothing but encourage you, really. So, that's going to be a lot of fun. It's new, like I said, and trying it out, and hopefully that's going to go really, really well. You'll be really pleasantly surprised at who the queen is.
Okay. Is that a hint, too?
Kind of. It's, well, it's not me, definitely.
Okay.
But, it's...
The locals will know.
Maybe not, but
Maybe
you'll,
not?
you'll be surprised.
Okay. I like surprises. I do. I look forward to it. Let's talk about registration and volunteers. I went to the site, and you have to go check out their website, BayouCon.net. That's BAYOUCON.net. And you can find out all the information that Felicity shared with us so far, including more details that may interest you. And registration is on there, of course. You'll see the tab at the top of the homepage. And if you want to volunteer, if you click on the registration tab, you'll see that there's a volunteer registration as well. And, you know, maybe you're an eager volunteer like Felicity.
Yeah, you definitely should be. I'm working the door, and I'm stoked. I'm not going to see anything, and I'm just beyond myself right now. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely, it looks good on a resume, let me put it that way. It definitely gets you out there, gets you networking, and you're involved in something that's going to eventually be a bigger part of the community than it is today. We're starting out, we're small, we're growing each and every year. It's just getting better and better, and you're going to feel really bad about yourself if you don't get involved.
So get involved.
Yeah, I suggest that. Let's see.
I think we've gone over a big majority of it, so.
Yeah, well, something that I may not have mentioned, if you go to the website, you can actually go and see what the program is. You can see on a day-to-day, hour by hour, everything that's going on, so you can kind of plan out whenever you want to go. I suggest you just pay the $20 and go all weekend. You just go and, you know, come and go as you please. Definitely $20. There's steampunk, there's paranormal stuff, there's celebrities, there's all your writers, your artists, there's going to be vendors, there's food, there's souvenirs, there's the TARDIS, there's all kinds of things that you're going to want to get into. And for those of you who may not really be into, or for those of you, I guess, who are into this, we have a gaming arena. So you can learn how to play Magic, you can play Magic, you can do Pokemon tournaments. I mean, there's a lot going on there as well. If you don't want to be involved with the shopping and the looking around, you just want to play, go play there.
That sounds cool. Where big kids can be kids, is that basically?
Pretty much.
And again, registration is on BayouCon.net. So if you were wondering how you can pre-register, which would save you, I'm sure, a lot of time, you may want to do that. And, of course, we'll have a link on heybrayj.com as well. And we'll continue to send you reminders on the show as we get closer to that date. Anything else you'd like to fill us in on?
Check out the website because I'm sure I forgot like half of what I was going to say.
And they're going to want to check it out. Trust me. BayouCon.net.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, and I just want to throw this out there that even if you guys don't want to dress up as a particular character, dress up as something crazy. We have this one guy who's returning again. Like I said, they don't like to stay away from Bayou Con.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming back, and last year he wore a kilt. And so I asked him if he was going to wear it again this year, and he told me maybe. So I guess that's another surprise we have to wait for.
Okay. I'll be looking out. Felicity, Tony, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
And, of course, thank Justin for us for putting on this event each and every year. We really do appreciate it. Anything that's locally geared and that provides more entertainment, especially to this base. You know, so many times you have to travel somewhere else to get this type of experience. And, you know, what y'all bring to the lake area, we really appreciate. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know a lot of people in Lake Charles they're sports fanatics.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you have here. And it's nice to have a place where like-minded people, like your geeks and your losers, your nerds, whatever you want to call us, you know, we can come together and we can celebrate who we are and what makes us different. And there's no shame involved in that. You know, we are who we are. We're ourselves, and we go and we dress up and we act like crazy people.
And I like to come and enjoy it with you.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thanks again. We appreciate it. Felicity, Tony, ladies and gentlemen, again, head over to BayouCon.net for more info, or heybrayj.com. We'll have the link there for you as well. Bray J with you, LA on Air.